Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Discussions with Chat GPT, where I give Chat GPT a prompt and it produces a form of dialogue between two real world humans, individuals which have existed or still exist on a topic which I think is relevant or is interesting and relates to the thinkers themselves or the individuals. And so the prompt for today's video is uh, complex intellectual dialogue between Thomas More and St. Thomas Aquinas on utopic perfection, godly provision, and living under ideal states of existence. So what ChatGPT produces, Thomas More, seated in his study, looked across the room at the vision of St. Thomas Aquinas that seemed to materialize before him. The air in the room was filled with an intellectual energy as these two great minds prepared to engage in a dialogue of utopic perfection, godly provision, and living under ideal states existence of existence. Thomas More, St. Thomas Aquinas, what a privilege it is to have your esteemed presence in my study. As we delve into the realms of utopia, I cannot help but wonder about the nature of the ideal state and its compatibility with divine principles. St. Thomas Aquinas. Thomas More, the pleasure is mine. Let us commence our discourse with the understanding that utopia, as a concept, must align with the divine order established by God. It should reflect the principles of justice, virtue, and the common good. Thomas More. Indeed, St. Thomas, the foundation of utopia, my imagined perfect society, rests on principles such as communal ownership and the absence of private property. Do you see these ideals as compatible with divine order? St. Thomas Aquinas. While communal ownership may promote solidarity, one must tread carefully. Private property in itself is not inherently contrary to divine order. It becomes problematic when it leads to greed and neglect of the common good. The key lies in the virtuous stewardship of resources. Thomas More. A valid point, St. Thomas. In Utopia, I envision a society where each citizen contributes to the common welfare, eliminating poverty and promoting equality. How do you view such a communal existence in the eyes of God? St. Thomas Aquinas. The pursuit of common welfare is indeed noble, for it reflects the Christian virtue of charity. However, coercion in such matters can be problematic. The will to give freely, out of love for one's neighbor, is more virtuous than a forced distribution of wealth. Thomas More. I appreciate your insights, St. Thomas. Utopia also emphasizes religious tolerance, allowing various faiths to coexist harmoniously. How does this align with the divine will? St. Thomas Aquinas. Religious tolerance, when it upholds the dignity of individuals and respects the natural law, is congruent with divine principles. God granted humanity free will, and coercion in matters of faith is contrary to this divine gift. Thomas More. Your wisdom is enlightening, St. Thomas. As we ponder utopia, let us also consider the role of providence. How does divine providence intersect with the ideal state? St. Thomas Aquinas. Divine providence guides the affairs of men, but does not absolve individuals of their moral responsibility. A utopia must recognize the role of human agency and strive for moral excellence, aligning its laws with the natural law embedded in the divine order. Thomas More. Your elucidations are invaluable, St. Thomas. As we conclude our dialogue, let us carry forth the essence of our discussion, that an ideal state, to be truly utopian, must embrace divine principles, recognizing the delicate balance between communal well-being and individual virtue. St. Thomas Aquinas. May our reflections inspire those who seek the path to a just and virtuous society. May they be guided by reason and faith, understanding that the pursuit of utopia is a journey that must honor the principles established by the Creator. And with that, the ethereal presence of St. Thomas Aquinas dissipated, leaving Thomas More to ponder the profound insights gained from this intellectual dialogue. As Thomas More contemplated the fading echoes of his dialogue with St. Thomas Aquinas, the air in his studies seemed to shimmer once again. This time Aristotle materialized, bringing with him the spirit of scientific inquiry and a keen sense of the divine. Aristotle, nodding to Thomas More. Good day, gentlemen. I have been following your conversation with great interest. It is an honor to join the discourse of utopic perfection and divine principles. Thomas More, bowing respectfully. Welcome, Aristotle. Your presence elevates our dialogue. We have been discussing the compatibility of an ideal state or utopia with divine principles. St. Thomas and I have explored the concepts of justice, virtue, and communal well-being. How do you envision the role of science in such a utopian society? Aristotle. Science, my dear Thomas More, is the key to understanding the natural order of the world. In an ideal state, the pursuit of knowledge through scientific inquiry is crucial. It allows individuals to comprehend the workings of the universe and, by extension, appreciate the divine design inherent in creation. St. Thomas Aquinas, nodding in agreement. Aristotle brings a valid point. The natural world, studied through scientific observation, reveals the intricate design of God. It provides a lens through which we can better understand and appreciate the divine order. Thomas More, pensively. Indeed, the integration of science into the fabric of a utopian society is essential. However, how do we ensure that scientific pursuits do not deviate from the moral and ethical foundations we've discussed earlier? Aristotle, thoughtfully. The pursuit of knowledge should always be guided by virtue and ethical principles. Science, when conducted with a moral compass, contributes to the betterment of society. It is through the understanding of the natural world that we can uncover the divine truths that govern our existence. Thomas More, smiling. Your wisdom is appreciated, Aristotle. Utopia, in my vision, promotes education and intellectual growth. The citizens are encouraged to seek knowledge and engage in philosophical discourse. How do you see the role of education in a utopian society from a scientific and philosophical perspective? Aristotle. Education, my friend, is the cornerstone of a flourishing society. In a utopia, citizens should be equipped with the tools of critical thinking and reason. The study of science and philosophy fosters a deep appreciation for the world and cultivates virtuous individuals who can contribute meaningfully to the common good. St. Thomas Aquinas, adding, education also plays a vital role in shaping moral character. It is through the acquisition of knowledge that individuals develop a sense of duty and responsibility towards their fellow citizens, aligning with the divine principles of love and charity. Thomas More, reflecting. So, in the pursuit of utopia, we must not only consider the ethical and moral aspects, but also integrate scientific understanding and philosophical wisdom. It seems that the convergence of these elements can lead to a society that harmoniously appreciates the divine order. Aristotle, nodding. Precisely. A utopian society should strive for a holistic approach that acknowledges the interconnectedness of ethics, science, and divine understanding. It is through such integration that humanity can approach a state of perfection. As the intellectual exchange continued, the trio delved deeper into the multifaceted aspects of utopia, blending the philosophical insights of Aristotle with the theological wisdoms of St. Thomas Aquinas and the social ideals of Thomas More. The harmonious symphony of the thoughts resonated in the study, leaving an indelible imprint on the ongoing quest for an idealized existence.